The clock is ticking, and the big questions, of course, is she going to show up?
The judge who's going to make the call on this is not Stan Strickland. Well, he's recused himself a second time, so Judge Belvin Perry.
Mr. Baez, this is not my first rodeo, is
going to end up making the call.
It appears to the court you care so little for your child.
Here we go again with Casey Anthony.
You did not even report her missing.
People don't make accidents look like murder.
Since their daughter was acquitted, because there are concerns about her safety.
Don't worry.
No person would ever make the accidental death of a child look like murder.
She never said it was an accident.
Welcome back. I'm Diane Diamond, sitting in for Nancy Grace. So to reset, Casey Anthony does not have to be in court tomorrow on that probation question, but her attorneys will appear before Judge Belvin Perry, the judge from the murder case, on Friday. Let's get back to the defense contention that Casey Anthony has already served her time for that check fraud problem that she had. Jose Baez talked about that this morning on the Today Show.
She has completed the terms of probation. Had she had done something in the jail that would have violated her probation, she would have had a probation violation and had to serve time for that violation. So she was exposed to probation. She completed it. A probation officer actually came out and met with her.
Right.
They continue to monitor her. I live in the United States of America, where someone's accused of a crime, you have your day in court. And if a jury finds you not guilty, that should be the end of it. But unfortunately, in this e-lynching type day that we live in, that's not possible.
Ooh, the e-lynching day we live in. That's a good phrase. We're going to hear it again, I'll bet. That's Casey Anthony's lead defense attorney, Jose Baez, on NBC's Today Show this morning, talking about that amended probation order. Let's bring in the lawyers here. Susan Moss is a child advocate and a family law attorney, and Alan Ripka and Dwane Cates are also defense attorneys. All right, everybody, jump in here. Is this double jeopardy? Is there any way in heck you think that Casey Anthony should have to have a year of supervised probation? Susan Moss, you must have a rhyme ready for this one.
Well, I do, but I'm going to pull out my hair because everyone has gotten this legal analysis wrong.
Tell me.
Judge Strickland's his oral order was quite clear. After release, she gets a probationary year. Okay, that's what he said. If the Department of Corrections screwed it up and they got it wrong, well, judge versus Department of Corrections, judge wins. If you got the robe, you get to rule the globe. And I think it's only fair because, you know, Ohio had to give back LeBron. At the very least, you know, Florida should have to take Casey back.
All right, let's bring in Alan Ripka and Dwane Cates. What do you guys think about this? It wasn't really the Department of Corrections. They were going by this order that was erroneously dropped the two words upon release. And so they thought she was on probation, right?
As they should have. When you say erroneously said, obviously when there is an order and it indicates something, people are supposed to follow it. But more importantly, probation is for a purpose. It's supposed to help people that are released from jail acclimate back to society, to give them weekly visits, to keep them on the right road. And that's what should be most important here, especially for someone like Casey Anthony, who needs that kind of supervision to stay straight and narrow. Right.
And now, Dwane, I'm looking at this probation report. It's a letter, rather, to Casey Anthony saying, hey, congratulations, you've done your probation. Good luck with your future. That's got to be front and center this Friday when her attorneys go before Judge Belvin Perry, right?
Right. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I mean, the judge's original order was clear, and she's right that when the judge says from the bench and makes an order orally, that order is binding.
Does that preclude what's written? Does that overrule what's written?
Well, hang on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
And it does, because what the clerk writes is supposed to be notes from what the judge said. And when there's a conflict, you go back, you get the record, what the judge says stands. Now, the problem lies in that Casey Anthony believed she was on probation. She was told she was on probation. They acted like she was on probation. And And if Jose Baez is correct and that they could have violated her, if she violated her probation while in the jail, she faced jeopardy, and she can't face the jeopardy twice. What I can't figure out is judges very rarely come back and clarify their orders, what's called sua sponte, meaning just on their own. Normally when this happens, somebody disagrees with the order and they file a motion with the court asking them to do this. This judge just out of the blue just decides that he wants to try to make his order enforceable.
Yeah, well,
and I think the only reason he did that was to be vindictive.
And, well, this is Judge Stan Strickland, who also came on this program and talked about his being stunned at the murder verdict. Yeah, there's nothing usual about this guy. Let's bring in Patricia Saunders. She's a clinical psychologist. Patricia, great to see you again.
Judge Stan Strickland ordered Casey Anthony back to Orlando.
Yeah, I tried that. Negative.
Barring any stay, we anticipate her reporting tomorrow morning.
Oh, hold on.
It's insane.
Okay, let the record reflect.
The stay issued today.
I'm literally at a standstill.
We're really having a tough time.
They heard it breaking news.
She will not need to report tomorrow.
I mean, I'm not obviously going anywhere right now.
Her attorneys say they can neither confirm nor deny her whereabouts.
I'm here.
Where is Casey Anthony?
Where the hell do you all come from? Ohio? You need to go back.
Casey Anthony's uncle, who lives in Ohio. I haven't heard from Casey, and I don't know where she is. We were shocked at the verdict.
As to the charge of first-degree murder, not guilty.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Diane Diamond, sitting in for Nancy Grace tonight. Let's go right back out to the phone. Steve is calling in from Tennessee. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Diane. I sure do appreciate you taking my call.
You bet.
I have been trying to get in touch with... I have two questions, real quick questions I'd like to ask.
Alrighty.
First, I would like to know, are they ever going to try to find out who the murderer or murderers are of this little baby? I mean, it's like nothing else has been said. I mean,
Good
do
question.
they haven't?
Good question, Steve.
And one more question that I have is this private investigator that supposedly had worked for Mr. Baez one time and then went to work for her parents, on the day that he was out in the woods supposedly on the phone with a psychic, could they not go back and check his phone records to see maybe if he might have been on the phone with someone from the defense team?
Oh, those are two good questions. Thanks, Steve. Now, hang up and you can listen to the answer. Let's go out to the attorneys on this. Susan, Alan, Dwane, what about justice for Kaylee? I mean, justice has been served, I suppose, but what about justice for Kaylee? Will they ever go back and try to find the murderer? Susan, what do you think?
If you ask me, there ain't no maybe. This woman killed this baby. They're not going back to look for another murder suspect. They believe it was Casey and that she did it.
Yeah, Dwane, do you think that's it? No further to do about this?
Well, I think they'll get the same team that's looking for the true murders in the O.J. Simpson case, and maybe they can get together and go out and do some research.
Let me go out to Jane Velez Mitchell on the PI question. Dominic Casey, at one point in November of 2000, oh golly, I don't even remember the years anymore, but in November, about a month before the skeleton of the child was found, was in the field on the phone with a psychic looking for a body. But you know, Jane, and I know, Jane, that there was a contention that he was actually on the phone with Jose Baez, and Baez allegedly was saying, if you find the body, call me first.
Well, there's a couple of things. I actually talked to the other private investigator, Jim Hoover, who videotaped Dominic Casey.
They
we
worked
went
together,
there and we walked around that area. And I asked him the very same question. I said, everybody suspects that it was somebody from the family, the Anthony camp somewhere, that led them. And he said, look, there was a psychic. We sent her a teddy bear, or Cindy sent her a teddy bear. She came back and she told them to look in this area.
But to
However,
Steve's question,
it could have been a cover. In other words, even if he's on the phone with the psychic, if he's got other information, what a brilliant cover to be going down there with the psychic on the phone, knowing that you're really looking based on somebody else pointing you in that direction. Additionally, he had a number of different cell phones, according to Jim Hoover.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And, you know, to Steve's question, can they check his phone records? Steve, I guarantee you they checked his phone records. Let's go out to Kay. She's in Kansas. I think she's got a question. Hi, Kay.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here, too.
Quick comment on, you've been saying about those pictures you can't show us.
Right.
That she's got a hat on that's from Ohio.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily mean she's in Ohio. You can
That's
buy those
right.
hats anywhere.
You know what? We were talking about that with the Nancy Grace producers and the staff here. Those pictures could have been taken at an Old Navy shop in Hollywood, California, or Pasadena, or any other place, and the O hat could have come from anywhere. You're right, Kay. Do you think those are pictures of Casey?
Well, I looked on the web. You can do that. I maybe shouldn't be able to say that, but a lot of the stuff does look like her. But you know, who knows? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
My question is, I got in on the middle of stuff, and I know that there's a hearing on Friday, but I didn't hear. Does she have to be there Friday?
Oh, good question for people who are just tuning in. No, Kay, she does not. Here's the deal to recap real quick. Stan Strickland has recused himself. The check fraud case is now back in Judge Belvin Perry's court. He's the one who's holding the hearing on Friday, and Casey Anthony does not have to be there, only her attorneys. Okay, one more time out to the attorneys here really quick. What's your gut feeling? Let's go round robin here. Do you think she's going to be time served, no probation? What do you think, Dwane?
I don't think she'll have to serve the probation. I think they're going to find that although the law is probably in favor of her doing the probation, but I don't see how they can make her do it.
Yeah, Alan, what's your prediction?
I think they're going to make her do it. I think that they're going to want it. I think the DA's office is going to want it. I think they're going to want her to violate it so they could put her back in jail, and that's going to be their revenge.
Susan, do you think that there's any chance that they'll make her do that probation, if in fact they make her do probation, and so they'll allow her to do it in some other state?
It's possible, but I think they're going to make her do that probation. Let's bring out this analysis. If Jose Baez is right, then Casey violated probation each and every night. Not a single night or day did she look for employment. Every single day she hung out and spoke and fraternized with known felons.
In prison.
She did not go every 5 days and check in with her parole officer. There was not a single drug test. She violated probation each and every night, and if that's the way Jose wants to go, I think that there should be an action for a probation violation.
Paul Penzone, you're our police specialist here this evening. If she were to be put on probation, do you agree that she'd probably muck it up?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think, you know, you had, I think it was a psychologist speaking earlier about her behavioral patterns.
Patricia.
I don't think she can help herself. Yeah, and she did a great job analyzing it. I looked at those videos, though. I want to touch on this for just a second. And I can't confirm 100% if it's her or not, but there's no doubt in my mind that is staged video. Just the behavioral pattern, the way she never looks into the camera, looks off to the side. So whoever that was, whether it was her or someone else, it's a staged video from my opinion.
Yeah. Patricia Saunders, real quick, if that is Casey Anthony in that video, in those pictures, do you think that she thinks that she's safe traipsing around solo?
Yeah, I think she does very much, Diane. I think this woman thinks that she can lie and squirm her way out of any kind of situation.
Casey Anthony was released a free woman.
VIP treatment.
She may have toasted to her freedom with the beer.
She is carrying a half-full Corona beer bottle.
Something tragic happens. We don't know how we're going to handle it. I don't know.